Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to Diablo 3. Hope you guys are doing well today. As always, the gameplay that you are seeing on the screen right now is a Torment 16 Rift. We finally did it. We finally made a speed build for this class that can obliterate Torment 16, make it look like it's like a hot knife slicing through butter, dude. There's nothing to it. It's super duper easy. We were just waiting on the last few items to fall in place, and man, does it feel good that it finally happened. I wanted to show you guys the gameplay first, just in case this build wasn't what you were looking for. When I was talking to a lot of people about speed builds for Necromancer, a lot of people were recommending mages, and that's fine. If you want to summon skeleton mages, more power to you. In fact, we'll probably feature that on the channel here pretty soon. But for us, I wanted to stick to Death Nova because that's the skill we've been using pretty much the entire time here on the channel. Now, I do want to state at the start that I did make this build myself, so there's probably a better version of it on the internet somewhere else. But for all intents and purposes, we're clearing rifts between 2 and 3 minutes. I recorded, I think, 5 rifts preparing for this video. My fastest one was 2 minutes, 1 second. My slowest one was like 3 minutes, 15 seconds. So pretty fast and pretty consistent. A lot of the issue was just layout. But I did make this myself. I did struggle a lot with killing some Rift Guardians. We had to change up the build quite a bit. We're using an item that increases our poison damage based on the amount of poison skills that we're casting. So originally I was thinking, well, do we need to add more poison skills to get more poison damage? And then that didn't work. And then I tried some other stuff and I was just essence starved. But it all came together and it's all working perfectly. And the best part is, like, my gear is actually not that good. And my greater gems aren't even leveled that much. They're at like 60. We cleared Torment 70 to get our primal unlocked. So I could level up my gems significantly more than what they are right now. Hello! This is MFPallytime from the future. I thought I should just make it 100% clear here that this build is for speedrunning Nephalim Rifts. It's not for greater rifts at all. All of your survivability is coming from the gold that you're picking up on the ground. In greater rifts, there's no gold. Now, you could probably swap out a few items and make it work just fine, but this iteration is for like bounties, rifts, anything that drops gold, you can do with this. Anything that doesn't drop gold is going to kill you instantly. Just wanted to be 100% clear on that. Okay. Ah, look at the transmog, dude. It's so good. It's so good. All right, so the build. If you would like to see the skills, here you are. If I could remember, there it is. There's the button. Here's the skills: Frailty, Aura of Frailty, Death Nova with Blight, Blood Rush with Potency. We could probably change that to have multiple tabs, multiple charges. Bone Armor with Dislocation, Land of the Dead, Frozen Lands, Devour with Cannibalize, and then Overwhelming Essence, Final Service, Spreading Malediction, and Fueled by Death. And once again, just really quickly, the gear that we're using: Trag'Oul's Corroded Fang, the Iron Rose, Stewart's Greaves, Death Diggers, the Gold Wrap, Aquila Curious, the Leoric's Crown, Corpse Whisper Pauldrons, Trag'Oul's Claws, Crispin's Sentence, and finally dropped with the Bane of the Trapped, the Avarice Band with the Boon of the Hoarder, the Nemesis Bracers, and Squirt's Necklace with a level 65 Legacy of Dreams. In the cube, we have a Nair's Black Death, a Scythe of the Cycle, and a Blood-Tide Blade. So, for all of you that just needed that quick snapshot, there you go, dude. You got it. You're good to go. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more about how all of it works, then you're in the right place. So this is my first time actually transitioning away from the Trag'Oul set that we got for our season's bounty. And I have to say, I really don't think I would enjoy this class at all outside of the season affects. Like, once I played this fast and I was able to deal this much damage, I don't think I would want to play this class again and not be able to do that. So I'm going to try to play as much Necromancer as I can this season and really soak it in and enjoy it. So a lot of our power right now is coming from the Legacy of Dreams. This is a greater gem. You're guaranteed to get this on your second greater rift, so we've had it for quite some time now. While you have no set bonuses equipped, every legendary item you have equipped increases your damage dealt by 247.5%. and reduces your damage taken by 2%. This bonus is doubled for ancient items. So in some of these slots, I literally just threw on an ancient item to have them. For instance, our offhand, Primal Boys! It didn't roll very well. But it's there just because it's ancient. And nothing else I would have equipped would benefit this build in any way. So, ancient item, put it on there. You could use the Scythe of the Cycle in your main hand, but I have an ancient Tragouls, and I don't have an ancient Scythe of the Cycle. So we equip that to double the bonus of our Greater Gem. Another instance of this is our Corpse Whisperer Pauldrons. These don't benefit the build in any way either. In fact, I actually think running with homing pads would be better because it would allow you to go back to town. It would allow you to hearth without having to worry about being interrupted. That being said, we have a legendary shoulder piece, so I put that on. I definitely have not perfected this. It's only gonna get better, which I think is really, really exciting. To go along with that, we have a Leoric's Crown. It's equipped because it's ancient. It's not a bad piece of gear by any means. It doubles the effectiveness of the gem that's in the socket, so we're getting a more cooldown reduction by having that in there. Bringing your cooldown reduction up to 43.26%. I don't know if you guys watched the last video, but I had 0% cooldown reduction back then. The reason I like the cooldown reduction is it allows us to cast the bone armor a little bit more often, stunning enemies around us and allowing us to deal more damage. I'll get into those multipliers in just a moment. If I had a Andrael's Visage that had increased poison damage, that would likely be a better option for pure damage output. But again, the Leoric's Crown is ancient. Ancients increase the DPS of our Greater Gem, so we put that on. Squirt's Necklace is a new favorite in the past year I have seen. While not taking damage, damage dealt is increased by up to 100%. This rolled with double crit, and I was pretty happy with that. And really nothing else to say. It just deals a lot of fucking damage if you can actually keep the bonus. I was thinking that the Aquila Cuirass would be mandatory. I have completely changed my mind on that because we actually don't need the defense here whatsoever. The reason for that is the gold wrap. On gold pickup, gain armor for 5 seconds equal to the amount of gold that you have picked up. That's ridiculous because we're comboing it with the boon of the Hoarder Greater Gem. We do have this maxed out, so there's a 100% chance that when we kill an enemy, it's going to explode with gold. 100% chance. Every time we pick up gold, we gain that much gold in armor. I've checked my defenses and had 500 billion armor at a time. I suppose not armor. I had 500 billion toughness because there's no way I had 500 billion armor because that would have been 500 billion gold. I swear to God, it was billion, dude. It was billion, okay? We also got a Primal Avarice Band. The Avarice Band is kind of important when you're looking at speed builds. Every time you pick up gold, increase your gold and health pickup radius by 1 yard for 10 seconds, stacking up to 30 times. That just means you don't have to go around and try to pick up the progress orbs. They're just going to come to you. Now, this has another effect with the build. It increases the radius of our curses with Tragul's Corroded Fang, which is really, really nice. So that bonus with Frailty actually increases the aura of Frailty. That's a better way of saying that. But the bigger the aura, the bigger the radius that we're dealing that extra 182% damage around us. So this makes us completely unkillable. Between the Avarice Band, the Boon of the Hoarder, and the Gold Wrap, unkillable. As long as we're able to effectively kill stuff and continue to farm up that gold. I put in the Depth Diggers because they were ancient. There is a pair of pants, I don't recall the name of them, that come from the Witch Doctors. So if I wanted to make a level 1 Witch Doctor and upgrade pants in the cube, there is a pair of pants that give elemental damage, so we could get 20% increased poison damage here as well. And we're using the Nemesis Bracers. If I had a perfectly rolled one, it would also have poison damage on it, probably instead of all resistance for this particular setup. Because again, we're getting so much defense just from the Gold Wrap and Boon of the Hoarder. So where's the damage coming from? A lot of the damage is coming from our cube. This seasonal affix allows us to have multiple weapons slotted, and for Necromancer, that's just out of this world, dude. It's just insane. Nair's Black Death. Each different poison skill you use increases the damage of your poison skills by 100%. So we have 2 poison skills. We have Bone Armor, Dislocation, which stuns everything in the area. That's important for another effect. And then we have Death Nova with Blight. So, Blight, Bone Armor, we get 2 stacks, and that lasts for 15 seconds. So we just need to recast both of these every 15 seconds, which we definitely do. We're going to be spamming them all of the time. Then we also have Scythe of the Cycle. Your secondary skills deal 400% additional damage while Bone Armor is active. Again, we're casting Bone Armor all the time. So think of that as a 400% increase all of the time. Just all of the time. Bloodtide Blade, Death Nova deals 400% increased damage for every enemy within 25 yards. So we're just dealing that damage all of the time because our main damage dealing mechanic is the Death Nova. We also have Crispin's Sentence. I farmed so hard to get this stupid thing and then re-rolled it several times trying to get a better version of it, and unfortunately, this is the best we got. Intelligence and Vitality with attack speed, but we do have a top roll on the effect. So you deal 100% increased damage against slowed enemies, or triple this bonus against enemies that are affected by any other type of control impairing effect. That is a 300% increase to targets that are, I don't know, stunned from Bone Armor. So this is why I wanted to get some extra cooldown reduction, just so I could cast that stun on as many enemies as possible and spike that bad boy up as much as we can. Now, our answer to the Rift Guardians is another CC, and we've used it before. This is the Land of the Dead. We're using the Frozen Lands rune because it's going to freeze everything around us for 10 seconds. This is important for a number of reasons. Number one, it's proccing the extra damage from the Crimson Sentence, but it's also allowing us to use any corpse-based abilities for those 10 seconds, as long as Land of the Dead is active. So we're able to spam Devour, which is going to give us essence back and health back. We really don't need the health. The rune on this really doesn't matter. But giving us that essence back so we can just continuously be sucking up corpses and casting Death Nova nonstop. This also triggers the effect of our ring, and after that effect ends, we can stun the boss. So on Torment 16, we've been able to keep most Rift Guardians permanently stunned. They don't even get to cast anything. As far as gloves, I think you can wear anything you want. I have crit hit, crit chance, and cooldown reduction on my gloves, so they seemed like an obvious choice for me. Did I miss anything? I feel pretty good about that. Our boots are the Stewart's Greaves. Gain 99% increased movement speed for 10 seconds after using Blood Rush. Look at this difference. This is our normal run speed. Now we buff up that run speed to be absolutely ridiculous. It only gets better. It only gets better. Our passive, Fueled by Death, consuming a corpse increases your movement speed by 3% for 5 seconds. This effect can stack up to 10 times. That is just giving us ridiculous amounts of movement speed. And we're also coupling that with gain 30% increased movement speed for 2 seconds after you pick up gold from the upgraded boon of the Hoarder. Insane. Insane, dude. Our other greater gem, just in case I didn't explain it well enough, is Bane of the Trapped. Increased damage against enemies under the effect of control impairing effects by 34%. This is also proccing a slow on itself, so you don't have to do anything extra to it once you get it to rank 25. Something to note, if we were really min-maxing this, our level 65 Bane of the Trapped deals 34.5% increased damage. If we were, where did I put it? If we were using our Bane of the Powerful, we'd be dealing 0.5% more damage without a slow effect. Just because we haven't fully leveled this up. Now, the Bane of the Trap doesn't have a cap. You can keep leveling it. Whereas the other two gems, the Legacy of the Dreams caps out at 99, and the Boon of the Hoarder caps out at level 50. Did I explain all that properly? I fucking hope I did. Oh, that was a mouthful, dude. So let's try it out again. I know you guys already saw the gameplay, but let's do it one more time. I'm constantly using Devour. There's no point of these runs where I'm not using Devour. We're gonna use our Nemesis bracers to spawn an enemy here. We're immediately going to stun, giving us 1 buff to our Nova, and then we're just going to start spam, or one buff to our poison damage because of our weapon in the cube, and then we're just going to start spamming our Death Nova nonstop. Our stun from the bone armor enables the ring to deal more damage, so we're trying to use that as often as we can. And keep in mind, with this setup, we deal way more damage when there's multiple enemies around. So if you can get a pack to be with ads, that's going to be a best case scenario. Throughout this entire run, I haven't needed any essence at all. We've been completely full. Our health has been completely full. There has not been a lot of density here whatsoever, but we've still been knocking it out. Now, keep in mind, every time something dies, we're getting gold. And look how big our curse aura is with the Avarice band working with it. It's expanded quite a lot, dude. We can get a power pylon to spawn some enemies right away, pick up their death breath, and I think we have to run to the west. Now, you could maybe incorporate an Ingium into this somehow and be able to use your teleport a little bit more often. I thought that was going to be the way that we would go. I thought that was going to be the way to get the most speed. But we're actually just fucking zooming, dude. We're actually just going through everything. There's a special type of shrine that only spawns on these heaven maps. We'll go ahead and grab that to spawn an extra enemy. And I believe I saw a pack over here. Beautiful. So we're devouring constantly, getting health back, getting essence back off of every corpse. We're killing everything on the screen almost instantaneously. We're having no issues whatsoever maintaining our bone armor to keep that running. And you may have noticed that I haven't actually used the Land of the Dead yet at all. That's because the Land of the Dead is specifically reserved for Rift Guardians. It's really important that I reserve it for Rift Guardians. If I don't, I run out of juice. And no one likes to be out of juice, dude. We should be able to proc the boss here pretty soon. Let's look at our toughness right now. 42 billion, 54, 60, still climbing, 74. As we kill more and more enemies, that only gets higher because we're just picking up gold, and that gold ramp is putting in so much work. The Rift Guardian has spawned. We'll go ahead and start with the stun. You can see my essence is getting a little low, so now we'll freeze. Our essence is full because we have effectively infinite corpses around us. Every single light you see popping off here is a corpse feeding into our essence. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous, dude. Super duper fun build. Thoroughly enjoyed theory crafting it. Thoroughly enjoyed playing it. I hope you guys watch this video. I hope this helps you. And if you aren't trying out Necromancer, I do really think that this may be the best season ever to give it a go. So you might want to try. Just today, just in the last couple hours, I've farmed 70 keys. I feel pretty good about that. I'm feeling pretty good. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.